Hello. Welcome to another dev stream. So what's going on here? What are these two rather medical looking shapes on my screen? Well, they are of course nests. As anyone who'd ever seen a nest would know. I'm just going to run the level. So this is... I should probably change the stream title. Oh no, finishing an extra level is actually right. It's just not the same extra level. You're right, Half Nerd. Good to have you with us. So this is Tug of War. We were working on this a while ago. I've recently come back to it. And I've implemented a few things. And we can talk about how it works. Ah, Jack of the Jacket, it's been a while. So yeah, in the Tug of War level, needs decoration, yeah, but that's neither here nor there. So there's a few things you'll have noticed. No path. I think that's probably due to me changing the undergrounds a minute ago. I'm not updating the pathing data. So I'll deal with that. So let me just do that. Do it one at a time. There we are. Since quarantine, we're pretty much busy to prepare for the COVID outbreak. Yeah, I'm alright. It's not really affecting my work much, to be honest, the COVID outbreak. I just sit here and develop a game. No need for me to be furloughed. Okay, so that should have solved that problem. Okay, so quick run over the basics of this level for those who don't know yet. So in this level, you don't control anything. I won't move the groups here. I intend to remove this panel. You essentially just build, and your two armies will clash. You and the opponent's armies will clash automatically in the middle of the map. Ah. I know what's happened. It's amazing. Right. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to have to change, is the start locations of that. Okay, so I've recently changed the undergrounds, but it seems like the computer functions can still build on impenetrable rock. So I need to... Yeah, so they've got 3 rooms set to build in areas that can't be built in. So let's relocate some of these rooms. It's not always obvious. Which room is which? So that's that room. Feels better colour coordination. Did I miss one? I must have done. Which room did I miss? But it was this one. Yeah. That seems like a reasonable building plan. Right, coming back to chat. I think the slug disco guys are still okay. Yeah. John, have you figured out the cause of the ladybird post-mortem flight? Very curious. No, I haven't looked into that yet, Huff. I'll do a bug fix. I will do a bugs fixing session at some point this week, but I haven't got to it yet. I've been working on this. It's been noted down. Yeah, I hear the music twice. Okay, so that'll be because it's being picked up in the mic. I think basically it's really loud. So let me turn my speakers down, and then you probably won't be able to hear it twice. So they're very low now. In fact, I can't even hear it. Oh no, there it is. Very quiet on mine. Okay, so basically the time increases, but it starts at 30 seconds. Eggs automatically spawn on the tiles, and they don't cost anything to hatch. And every exactly 30 seconds you receive this income value. Now, income's based on a couple of things. It's based on how many enemies you've killed. So your score, I think it's 1% of your score is your income. But also you get a bonus for that example there. I've got a bonus because I've passed halfway point on the map. So if I've got ants in their half of the map, I get a bonus to kind of help. But now I'll lose that bonus and the enemy will receive it instead. With a minute, no one's receiving a bonus. Oh, the enemy's got it. So we've got the bonus at the minute. Come on, income. The only other thing I could do with is a timer to tell me how long until my income comes in. But I've run out of timers. I've only got 3 set up. And to be honest, 4 things there is getting a bit silly. What I might do is use 1 box for... I don't know. So they've got some wood ants on the build now. But I still think it's mostly a black ant off. At some point you're going to need to start saving up some money to invest in bigger things. And that's kind of always the challenge of these ones. I haven't seen that one, Huff. We have to make sure that Mike adds it to the bug tracker. If it hasn't been written underneath that it's been logged, then it hasn't yet been seen by either me or Mike. Warping through a cliff sounds like the paths haven't been rebuilt. Okay, so the enemy's got some ranged units now. It's diversifying. So I don't know how that's going to work out for it. Looks like at the minute it's not. But with wood ants, the effect's cumulative. So the more wood ants you have, the better they are. But at the minute we're still winning, and we're getting these bonus resources. So I'm gonna save up for a bit and buy something big. Maybe I'll get a trap jaw. Oh, I've got enough for a trap jaw. Trap jaws are good. Alright, cool. The warping's actually something built in as like an emergency measure. So if an ant ends up somewhere where it shouldn't be, it'll get warped back to where it should be. So it might be the warping's the symptom, not the issue. The issue is why has it been pushed off the tracker. Yeah, Gaming Gecko plays and Atroidex. When you put the Adominus Bocelli ants, put them in a formicarium. They're not really planned as formicarium units. Okay, so I've got enough for another trap jaw. The computer's just working off a build plan at the minute, which doesn't seem to be working out for it. I mean, it looks like it's got 7 black ants and 2 wood ants, but its income's lower than mine. As we get closer to killing the queen, they should get harder for me because their reinforcements will be quicker to get to the mark. That said, I haven't exactly come up with the best build plan for them. If you're wondering why the queen's positioned like that, it's because it's so the ants will always save the queen on their way out. They won't just walk past. Okay, so they've got quite a build-up of units now. This could be quite tricky. All the job cancel coming up, by the way, is that comes from the egg jobs, because the egg jobs are being made and then cancelled when the egg timer hit. As soon as the egg timer hits, there'll be a load of eggs. Yeah, there you are. See them all appearing. Coming back to chat. What's this, a new extra level? It's a new extra level, yeah. It's called Tug of War. I have worked on it in the past, but I've recently come back to it because I finished the other foot, and that one's in the game files ready to go now. But So this is the next one on the list of the extra levels. Although I think it's going to be difficult to make it hard. Because the computer following its plan isn't working out very well for it. So it received resources then and immediately spent them. Yes, I think constantly building trapdoors is possibly enough for me to just win this. I mean, my income's not massively higher than computers, and I'm getting the bonus income as well. So as soon as they pass the halfway point, their income will still be greater than mine. We'll get to greater than mine. Nope, I'll build up cash. I should save up and get an army amp major. Seeing as my army seems to be entirely melee units at the minute. And that they're a great melee support. Okay, so they're making some grounds now. They seem to have hit like a critical mass of wood ants. Because they managed to ball up because they got because of the being back at their nest. You're gonna need to break the ball. And it might have to wait until we get back to our nest. Although my oh, what am I being charged for that? 40. All right. Okay. Right. I need to sort that one out. For some reason. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's an army ant Medea. Ha. That's the army ant major. Oh well. I've got some army ant Medea now. Not very good. Oh, okay, we're pushing them back now. See, we've got a critical mass now. And they're coming in drips and drabs. And the Tug of War swings the other direction. We're flat out already, not yet. Yeah, if you changed your system clock, you can give it a go. Notice the moon was looking very bright. Are we nearly at a full moon? Okay, so there's the army ant major. So look at what the computer's doing. still just working on I'm building up his wood ants and black ants. It's not. I don't think it's a bad tactic. He's trying to. Just build wood ants and black ants. At some point it might really pay off for him. So they're doing a lot of damage now. There's my army ant major. Oh, there he is. Fortunately, he's in battle on his own, which isn't where army ant majors thrive. Thinking of doing some like trail override thing, so they don't hang around the nest entrance at all in this. You see the length of the trail in this level is huge, like because it goes right the way to the enemy colony. So because of that, they'll be releasing slower. But I don't think that's particularly useful in this level. Makes sense in levels where the trails form, but in this one the trails don't really form. Oh, they're a pretty damn critical mass at the minute. But the mages affect everything, so they don't visibly affect everything, but mages will affect any melee units because it boosts their basic damage. Oh, okay, this is good. We've got the army ant mages with some other units. So yeah, you see they're causing it. They're doing a lot of damage now because they've had time to build up a bit. Even though the mages are dead, there's still okay. It's probably worn off by now. Okay, so that major attacking for a while there will have caused all of these to have much higher damage. Fortunately, the wood ants are just... They've hit such a critical mass that they're just... chewing through my units. Oh, they're coming in. They're coming in. They're going to pass each other in the tunnel. Okay, so now I've got a mass of units and their units are broken up. I wonder how long it'll take to win this game or lose it. Because it's so much harder when you're the opposite end of the map. The ball of units you've got tend to just fritter out and die. At one point, one of these balls that makes its way across the map will be so strong that it will just plough straight through and win. Now at the minute I've only got one set up for the enemy colony, so they've only got one plan to follow. But my next step, once I've done with this test, is to set up some more plans for them. So we can come up with some ideas, some units that might work well in combination. I think trapjaws and mages work really well. Wood ants just chewing through Yeah, they're really focusing on building up their wood ants. Oh, they've got something else. Is that another wood ant? Yes, just more wood ants. I think I have got them to set up to build leaf cutters very late on. It's not till very late. Oh lord, they're coming. I do think the current difficulty levels on the other foot are somewhat comparable to extremis. And that the difficulty's higher than other levels. Yeah, I think basically it's hard to they don't go through as many balance passes, these extra levels, as the other levels in the game. So I perhaps want to come back to the extra levels again and take a look at them and knock the difficulty down a little bit. I got through their melee that time, but oh, this isn't looking good. Go on, go on. Yeah, murder them. Murder those ants. Come on, Trapjaw, you can do it. You can't do it, can you?
The ants must protect the queen.
No, he didn't do it. It's alright, the next wave's coming. Come on, reinforcements. I need my reinforcements. Yeah, I really need them not to wait around. It doesn't seem to be happening in the enemy colony. Got a load of cash. How much do I commit to my current plan? I don't mind these dying now before the next wave spawns. Okay, so there's a decent force coming. I think there's anything I can do to mix it up a bit. I could build wood ants as well, but I'm not sure. It's probably the best way to combat wood ants is wood ants. Said I think trapjaws are meant to have be strong against them in this. I'm not sure though. I don't know if I've actually ever implemented that. I suppose wood ants are cheap. Although it is kind of going away from what I was doing, which was a pure melee build. See, they get as far as here, but because they walk in whilst I'm attacking them, they just get wiped out at that point. The enemies not being able to attack each other inside the nest entrance tunnels can actually cost the player a queen here. Yeah, you could walk past each other. That said, really, you'd have to be really unlucky to have enough of them walk past for it to really affect things. Look at that. Oh yeah, mages doing their thing. I think I should probably turn mortars off in this. I think both sides should have rapid fire. I think mortars would be too powerful. I think both sides should be equipped the same. The enemy income's become so great. How have they got such an amazing income? This might be it. Oh no, it's not it. It's still not looking great. We need to get the AoEs. Which is something I say I'm about to disable. I should probably do stun mages and rapid fire wood ants. The enemies had such a great income for so long though. I don't know if I can come back from this. Every time I get back outside... Yeah, their wood ants room is massive now. Oh, he's pushing past the halfway point so I can get the bonus income. At the moment, the computer's not cheating, so they're living by the same rules as us. However, they are instantly spending their money. As soon as they get it, they spend it. Okay, I've got a level 3. Just a 1 though. One of my wood ants is doing AoE now. Don't know which one. Can't see it there. God, look at the enemy income, it's insane. 2 of my wood ants. 3. Oh no! It's okay, we got this. I've got 3 level 3 wood ants. They'll chew through them. The solution that makes all your problems melt away. Yes, it is true. I feel like I'm cheating a bit though, seeing as I'm probably going to disable them because I think they're too obvious a solution to mass armies, which is obviously what this game's going to be about. Yeah, some of my level 3s are there. I still haven't solved the problem though. Ah, this might be it. Come on, spawn, spawn. Spawn faster. Oh. There we go.
It was the nocturnal creatures that delivered the final blow to the high ground wood ants, and not the threat from below. Death has
Oh look,
many
I've
faces.
clearly done a really good defeat animation. Look at this empty space. Can we get an F in chat? Okay, I'm just gonna get another drink. Yeah, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with the narrator. It's because the level was based on 2-2, I think. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just gonna get another drink. Coffee or water, actually. Probably water. as we stare over the corpse of my queen, let's come up with some new ways to kill her. High ground wood ants. Speaking of things based on Tutu, the babysitting still has the sea sounds to the north. Ah, right. Yeah, the ambient sound would have been left in. It's not so bad because you can sort of imagine that maybe the sea's off there, off up the top somewhere, but yeah, possibly needs disabling. Okay, so this is one build strategy for the computer. It's time to make another. Okay, so brain number 2. Let's think of some fun ways to kill me. So that was wood ants and black ants. I believe they do leafcutter mages much later on. Maybe we should try a major rush. So where they build like 1 or 2 black ants to start with, and then save up for a leafcutter major, and then just build leafcutter mages. That might work. That might be quite fun. Okay, so let's take a look at their build plan. Okay, so that's a black ant tile. That's all right. Hang on. I'm just going to rename this. Okay, so it's going to start then with the black ant tile. Now the black ants, I'm going to give the priority 0.5. When upgraded 0.1. So this is priority relative to each other. The second set of tiles. Leafcutter major. Now you might be able to defeat this one really easily. Oh, before I do anything else, yeah, I want that one. Okay. Before I do anything else, I want to sort out my own options. So the player needs the wood ant variant. Needs to be the opposite of what it is at the minute. So wood ant variant off. I think it needs the leafcutter variant on, because I think that's what stun is. And I want to do the same for the computer. So wood ant variant off, leafcutter variant on. There we are. Okay, back to where I was. Okay, so leafcutter major. There may be some army ant majors there, and then to finish off, slave makers and trap jaws. So this is going to be fully melee. Erect worker spam with aggressive brood modifier. Like army ant spam, maybe. Yeah, it'd be similar-ish, I guess. Just buying the cheapest units you can. Yeah, that'll be another one to do. Like, army ant, the army ant Medea are like the cheapest you can get. They're cheaper than black ants. But they're not particularly powerful, and they don't particularly upgrade well. Anyway, let's give this one a quick try. I'm not going to play the whole thing like I did last time. But I'm just going to give this setup a quick try. I haven't bothered moving the rooms around at all. I don't really see the point in doing that. Maybe for some variety when you enter the enemy nest, but I could do that, but it's whether or not it's worth bothering. And there's all sorts of stuff you can play with, like priorities and stuff, but okay, so somewhere in the level blueprint, the AI is shoved into the there it is. So when I release this map, I will be randomizing which one gets put in. So you won't be entirely sure what you're gonna be up against each time you play. And I can do I'll do quite a few of them because they're not hard to set up. Just flick a few things around. Now for harder game modes, I think the default setup should probably be hard. That said, there's probably a really easy ways to win. Like I was finding that building leafcutter mages, the enemy just couldn't keep up. Maybe I should be trying something else to start with. Slave maker, maybe? I can build one. At the minute you can build workers, but I'm not entirely sure I want that. Basically at the minute you can't disable workers. I tried and the game's not set up to have workers disabled. So I need to look into it a little bit.
The battle has begun.
Actually they had 2-on-1 there for quite a while. So they've won that little engagement and they're getting the bonus income. The bonus income, by the way, is it's 2 resources plus 10% of your base income. So 35 will go to 37 and then 35 times 1.1. So 41, yeah. 35 jumps to 41 when you're past the halfway point. So I think basically they'll be building black ants until they can afford mages. As soon as they can afford mages, they'll switch to them. Maybe I'll save up for a major and see what happens. we've got a major. Looks to me like the computer hasn't been able to resist building black ants. It's just focusing. I'm guessing it's because it hasn't got the resources to build majors. To deal with that. I might actually have something for oh, they're untaunt? I thought I wanted. I got that one wrong then. What's that? Oh, it's a slave maker. Huh. Okay, so convincing the computer doesn't look like it's got the capability in its brain to save up for something. I think it's just spending the resources as they come in. Seems to be holding on to those. Maybe it is saving up. What, spent the load? No, it's just spend them on black ants. I should probably be spending as well, but I'm not. I was just here to test it. See, if I remove the more expensive units, I don't think the computer will deal with it. Yeah, I'm guessing the computer's expecting resources to be coming in a bit faster than they are in this game mode. Oh. Come back to chat. In the black ant levels, I generally mix some workers in if I don't have a lot of soldiers. I do an army ant idea. Workers even cheaper. Well, in this though, you've got to remember there's no respawn costs. So the cheap cost of respawning workers, you don't get any advantage to doing that in this. So I'm basically doing the major rush that I expected the computer to be doing. I know how to force it. you just make the computer only build a couple of single black ant tiles, and then everything else is leaf cutter mages. Yeah, that'd work. I think it would at least. Let's see if we can force the computer to build mages. Also, apparently I've got the wrong variant of mages. Oh, apparently we've got a different variant of wood ants. Okay. So, in order to force the mages, I'm going to change things a bit. So... So basically what they should start with now is 2 black ants, then leafcutter mages. Let's see if that works. I believe at the minute Matt's working on some Linux-based stuff. He's trying to solve. There's an issue in Linux at the minute where the mouse loses focus or something like that, or maybe you can scroll out the page or something. But it's a really annoying issue on Linux at the minute that Matt's been really trying to solve. Liam's actually been doing business stuff rather than game stuff this week. Hopefully next week we can all get back onto the Fire Ant update. We do a big meeting about it to finalise a few things. Okay, so they've only built 1 black ant. They haven't built the other one. Interesting. And they're saving up. They are indeed saving up. Victory! Oh, they've spent it. Hey, there's the major. Major rush. He's going to stand there.
The ants must protect the queen.
Why aren't you attacking? Save your queen, for goodness sake. Okay, so why wasn't that attacking? Oh, it is now. Okay, so I think what I need to do is increase the priority of this second black ant chamber. So I think it definitely needs to start with 2 black ants before it moves on to its major rush. Then it can carry on doing the mad thing. So I need to change the priority of the black ant chamber. Trapjaw. Oh. I never changed it to a black ant. Okay. I think defeating an enemy that's just rushing mages is going to be absolutely solid, by the way. I think that could actually be the ideal thing to do in this. Because mages are really good value for money. Unless you maybe building lots of little army ants would do it. Oh, let me just double check something actually. Because it wasn't responding particularly quickly to... Okay, so group ID 0 there is wrong. Yes, and there as well. It's meant to be group ID 1. And there. Okay, so it was a mistake. I need to check that on the other one actually as well. By the way, how's the free play AI progressing? Hasn't learned not to get a far-side mouth like food. No, it hasn't yet. I haven't gone back to the free play AI for a while because I've been focusing on these extra levels, finishing off the other foot, and now this one. At some point as well, my focus is going to go purely into the Fire Ant update. At the minute, it's kind of... I'm focusing on other things, partly because I need we all have little bits we need to finish off in other areas, and then we'll probably return to and hit hard with the Fire Ant update. Because we really do need to be getting on with that now. That's the next major thing. I mean, there's 2 of these monthly levels released so far, and there's 2 already built in the game, ready to go. And then there's this one, which is close. It needs decorating, and it needs a few more of these setups made. But it's really not far off. And then I've also got one more which I want to work on, which was that adventure one, if you remember. It's a bit of an insane idea. like you level up your colony as you go, so you unlock upgrades and things for your colony and complete various objectives. So by that point, that will be what, 5? This one's no 6. It'll be 6. Now, when we came up with the idea of doing these extra levels, it was meant to be we're meant to be taking it in turns to do them, but as it worked out, Liam needed to focus on the movement code because we couldn't even release any of the levels without the movement code. And Matt had other priorities as well, so it was me that's ended up doing them all at the minute. Yeah, it probably is feeling lonely. I should definitely come back to it. Maybe I'll get time to have a look at it later this week. See, the thing is, I don't want to activate it too much at the minute because we've got translation files being translated at the moment, and once they all come back, we'll want to make a new build of the game, new package of the game. So when that happens, I'll need to disable all those enemy AI features again. So it's probably better use of my time at the minute just finishing off these old extra levels. Juggling priorities. Anyway, I wanted to check the group IDs on the other one as well because I think they're set. I think the computer must be putting them into the group anyway, but this definitely won't be helping. Okay. The other thing I wanted to do was make it so the ants exit the nest instantly, so they don't hang around waiting for the trail. So I'm just going to bring you into Visual Studio for a second, whilst I have a think about that. Okay, so there's all sorts of complicated calculations going on with the trail, but it all comes down to this gate thing. Let me have a look at the gate functions rather than... Something called gate open. That might be it. Hoovering functions. Hoovering, by the way, is what we called when ants get a new marker, they get transferred from an old marker to the new marker, but we called it hoovering because that it's not instant. They don't all suddenly go. They instead, on a timer, get sucked in to the new marker. So when I refer to hoovering, that's what I'm referring to. Ants being hoovered up into the new marker. But they also get hoovered from other locations as well. So I think initially it's from the old marker, the ones that are at the end of the old marker, and then it looks for ones that are heading towards the old marker, etc., etc. Okay, so I'm looking for this gate open thing. Oops. There's only 2 places it gets set to be open. Okay, so looks like there's a way to override it here. So if gate check is false, then it looks like it can register as the call to arms anyway. Now, question is, it looks like it's used quite a lot in the Hoover code. I could do with some way of overriding it, basically, or looking for an override. Okay, so it's being used in the Hoover. I might have to come back to this. This isn't going to be an easy one to do, unfortunately. I think it is in the check and register to call to arms, though, that I want to... I want to interrupt it. It's dangerous making changes to this, though, because it's so complicated. They could cause any number of issues. Yeah, it's true in a way. Right. Okay, I'm going to go back into the engine. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so we've got the major rush. What else can we come up with? Should we do one that just rushes the little army ants? And then we'll do one that isn't a rush again. So this one So it's mostly the little army ants, and then towards the end it'll build army ant mages. So let's have a quick test to see that one working, and then move on again. The fire missions include a super colony mechanic. It's not planned at the moment. I know what the levels involve, and super colony is not planned as part of it. We've got some interesting ideas for the levels, though. I think you'll be pleased. Nice. It's going for it. It's got 3 of the little army ants. Don't know how they'll fare against this, actually.
The battle has begun.
It's like at the moment the slave makers are going to win this one. But only just as close. Well, they've got their 4th now. I'm just getting my 3rd. There's so many options for this level. Oh, they're in the nest. Save
is
me,
in
save
imminent
me.
danger.
Oh, the rush is looking good. The rush is looking really good.
The queen is in imminent danger.
Oh god. Oh, and
Yes,
my
much
units
better
are actually still
before.
going. Oh, that's not good because only one will spawn. Go on, you got this. Doesn't have it, does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have it. The power of the rush, man. The power of the Zerg rush. You told me. Come on, we can push this back. We can turn this tide. I believe in you, slave makers. Oh god, the Zerg. The Zerg rush is real. How do you even counter that?
The queen is in imminent danger.
Come on, make it out of the base. Stop him. No!
The queen is in imminent danger.
I wonder how Black Ants would do against them. I need to upgrade. Upgrades are the strength of the slave makers. If I can pop a couple of upgrades off, I can possibly come back from this. Yeah, that might work. Rapid fire might work. I think I'm deeply committed to, although I could possibly throw in a
The
couple of
ants
rapid
must
fire.
protect the queen.
That might work. Hard to say. Hmm. Okay, let's throw a few into the mix because we've got a good base of defense. So maybe just a one or two damage dealers might turn the tide. Oh gosh, it's not going to, is it? I've let them get away with their increased income for too long. They're probably a whole ant ahead of me by now. Why is that still mortars?
The queen is in imminent danger.
How big's their army now? It's getting quite big. God, that one's gonna be a nightmare to deal with. Fun times. Power of AoE damage. You need to upgrade them to get that. I'm stopping this because it's an invalid test now anyway. Right. Why? Why? Just why? I swear. So I've turned Woodamp variant off on both of them now. Look at that lovely spline. Isn't A slow? It's still... Still the slow firing one? What's going on? This is madness.
The battle has begun.
I'm pretty sure rapid fire is the Woodamp variant. Why on earth? Why on earth is it spawning a... Do what I want, not what I say. Damn you, program. Okay. Okay, well that's the computer one for a start, so that's irrelevant. What an A slow? Right, we're going back into the C++. So I tried desperately to figure out why this isn't spawning the rapid fire ants for this colony. Give it a minute. Weird behaviour of certain species where the colony has no queen. Sometimes they would steal a queen from another colony. That's an interesting one. Return of a queen. Quick! Take the French queen. It's taking its time trying to load. Whilst it's loading, I'll be back in a second. Coffee. Right. Okay. What's the function called? Lookup creature class. Okay, so creature class by tile function. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream after I've done this. So I'll do this, I'll give it another test, and I'll end it. And what I'll be doing a bit for the rest of the day is coming up with other combinations for this. So I want to do I think a trapjaw one and an army ant major. So it'll probably be the little army ants, then trapjaws, then army ant majors. Then I want one that's maybe some other strange ones like just a wood ant rush. So you get a small amount of maybe wood ant fenders, wood ant melees, followed by a small amount of wood ant melees and then loads of wood ants. And then maybe one that does a mix of everything. So it literally just builds one room of everything. Then maybe one that does slave makers, like focuses on trying to upgrade slave makers. Okay. I'm an idiot. I forgot there was a bug with that. It's not a bug, but it's a naming failure. Like slow is meant to represent the type. So I should actually see if they attack. There's wood ant A slow and wood ant B slow. I think A is the slow firing one and B is the rapid fire one. I really might have just got confused with this. See if it spawns a wood ant B slow. What are this? Wood ant A slow. No, that is wrong, I think. I'm sure I've tested it on the other way around as well. Just check that it's not being changed. Doesn't look like it. Again, wood ant A slow. Yeah, it's not listening to it. Okay. Let's put the breakpoint in. See what we get. I believe it is wood ant variant. when we have more Formicarian missions. Can't give an exact date at the minute. It's a tricky one. Because right at this moment, none of us are working on Formicarian missions at the minute. But by next week, all of us should be. When we know it'll be ready, we'll let you know. I'm not even sure what would happen if you made tiles bigger. Currently, tiles, for example, tiles are used to path. So you make a tile massive. Oh damn it! I didn't blooming build one. You make a tile massive, then its path will be between the tile nodes. I mean, the ants avoid each other as well, so they veer off the path. But I mean, the game could probably take bigger maps. And every now and again I do make a bigger one. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. I think the issue really is populating those maps. So I could make a huge map and it would probably still run alright. But the map would feel quiet because of the expense of populating a larger map. Okay, so it's looking at the correct thing. Woodham variants coming out as false. Which should make it this one. Woodham variant currently is false. But it's not meant to be. Okay. 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 It's what I thought might have been happening, but for some reason it's taken me this long to actually verify it. So, Woodham variant's true there. Press play. Woodham variant's false. My guess is that there's some lingering code in the level blueprint. But it also might be a confusion in level loading. Don't do that. It is not this day, indeed. something's changing that. I'm going to have to figure out what. But unfortunately, I've run out of time. Well, that was a waste of time. Should I think what it could be? It's possible it's coming from the level setup. Possibly. Okay. So this is some of the things that run at the beginning of the level. Level setup save is null. If level setup save is null, it sets these as defaults. Okay, there's something deeply off about this. That's definitely why. But I really should have come across this before. Yeah, there's no level setup save. But if there is a level setup save, see, I don't think it should be doing this if there isn't a level setup save. If there isn't a level setup save, I'm pretty sure it should be just taking it from the tile grid. It shouldn't be applying a default setting. It seems odd that it is. Anyway, that's going to have to be it for today. Yeah, it's possible it does happen elsewhere. I mean, level setup save is set where? I think... So if there is a level setup save, it sets the Formicarium name from the level setup save. Then it takes a look at the tile grid, and if you have wood ant activated, it takes the unit option from the level setup save. However, it's these that are throwing me off. Also, even if there is a level setup save, shouldn't there be a possibility that... I wonder why there's no level setup save. So there's it loading the level setup. It's literally looking for a game called Level Setup. So it mustn't be there. Anyway, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Yeah. Thanks, Huff. Thanks everyone for joining me. I should be about on Friday, as per usual. So yeah. Hopefully see you then. Have a good evening, and see you on Friday, hopefully. Ta-ra.